proofing that same article?
Yeah, it's on maritime law. I haven't the slightest idea what he's talking about.
Why'd they give it to you, then?
Well, Golden asked if any of us knew anything about sailing. I told him I'd been on a sunfish once, and I got the article.
You want some sun yuck?
Why do you eat that greasy kid stuff?
This is Chinese. The Chinese live longer than anybody.
Not the ones who eat at that place.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Hi.
What time is it?
Almost 11:30.
God, I almost missed it.
Missed what?
Professor Morrison is being interviewed tonight.
Oh, great. The media's favorite lawyer.
No.
Huh? Better be good.
With us this evening is law professor Bertram Morrison. He's the author of this best-selling book, The Other Side of the Law. Professor Morrison, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Thanks. You're a lawyer in great demand. There's a lot of lawyers in this country. Why do all the wackos seem to call you?
First of all, I'm loath to designate any of my clients as wackos. They're often people of celebrity status. Sometimes their cases make them famous, but their problems are no different than yours or mine. In most cases, these are extraordinary people with ordinary problems.
Yeah, but why do they call you if their problems are so ordinary?
Because I know how to work with the people. People in the film industry, executives of large corporations with complicated lives. Being their lawyer requires more than just lawyering.
And then what goes on in court is just a small part of what you do?
That's what the book's about.
Bert, what do you say about a...
You're giving me up for him?
He's fantastic. Sit down. That dunce would just ask him the right questions.
Oh.
Clients are willing to spend many...
He's a terrific teacher. He's bright, he's funny, he's very exciting.
He's a phony.
He's charming, he's not phony. You think anybody under 40 who wears a suit's a phony?
I think anybody who writes pop bestsellers to hype his law practice doesn't belong at this law school.
Excuse me. Have you taken his torts class?
I've taken his class.
And is he not a magnificent teacher?
He's a good teacher. But he's an egomaniac with a personality problem.
And who does not have a bigger personality problem than Kingsfield?
But he's got integrity.
She wanted the child so she could control the child custody money. That's been proven. The grandmother is taking care of the child now. I think that before we go on, I'd like to correct one misconception. Now, it's true that most of my clients do pay well for my services, but there are many. Witness the Harlan Robinson case where they pay nothing. The legal system is filled with dedicated young lawyers, public defenders, and legal aid lawyers who toil every day to defend clients who haven't got a cent for their defense. Now, a good surgeon charges a wealthy man more for an operation than he charges a poor man, each according to his ability to pay.
That sounds like a little knee-jerk socialism to me.
It's not knee-jerk. And it's not socialism. It's humanism.
Oh,
Humanism
please.
and integrity
Ow.
are vital aspects of the law.
Well,
Lawyers need to take on cases and
I'm going to go visit
have real
Ford.
meaning for them.
I like to keep my grease
Oftentimes you're in a
and
situation
Chinese
where you
food.
just argue a case. But it's a different experience.
It's August. And it is 100 degrees outside. And you carry a nice, ice-cold case of beer into the dorm. And you set it down in the dorm lounge, and you go upstairs to your room to get something. And when you get back down, a dozen cans of beer are gone. And hours later, a young freshman has knocked down a law professor with his bicycle. He is found to be drunk. Now, the law professor, being of keen mind, traces the situation back to the lounge where the beer was left and accuses you of being responsible for the injuries he received from the frost on the bike. Would you be liable for damages? Yes, Kaiser, go.
I don't understand how I could be responsible for someone who steals my beer, goes out, gets drunk, and injures somebody.
You don't? It is 100 degrees outside. You leave a case of beer standing by itself, alone, unguarded. What did you expect would happen?
Well, I hope someone would ask me before they took it.
Asking who? Was your name on the beer?
No, but the kid who took it knew it was his fault.
How? It's hot. He's hot. He sees beer. He says, oh, finally, the college is paying attention to the wants and needs of the students. Free beer. Oh, I'll have one.
Yeah, but you don't understand what...
If he's not of drinking age, then he's not allowed to drink. So? No, that is not the point. We are trying to determine whether or not Kaiser is also liable for the injuries to the law professor. He has left his beer standing where anyone can get it. Is it his fault or the drunken undergrad's fault? Yes, Lehman, go.
I think it could be Kaiser's fault.
Why?
He should have known better.
Now, don't laugh. She's right. She's right. Now, if it is 100 degrees outside and you leave a case of beer standing by itself, ice cold, is it not foreseeable, reasonably foreseeable, that some of it will be taken? Now, if you can answer yes, it is foreseeable, then, my good friends, you, if you leave the beer, are as responsible for the injuries to the law professor as the drunken bicyclist. If a thief steals your car and hits someone else's car, he's responsible. But if you leave your keys in the car, then you are in trouble, because it may be foreseeable that a car with keys left in it can be stolen. The question of the tort, the question of whether Kaiser or the owner of the car is liable, cannot be answered in cases like this until we know the chain of events which caused the injury. And if it is foreseeable. Thank you.
Mr. Morrison?
Yeah.
Mr. Morrison, please. It's for my mother. Would you say to Helen?
Pleasure. There we are.
Oh, thank you.
Someone special?
Just me.
You're not special. You're,
Lehman. Connie.
Excuse me.
There you are. Okay, I've got to run. I've got a plane to catch.
Oh, where are you going?
L.A.
Are you going to be on the Johnny Carson
I'm
show?
going to be in court.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know what this is. 30 years ago, this would have been labeled pornography, and its publishers would have been arrested, as was Ginsburg in Ginsburg versus the United States. On the other hand, this example of Eastern erotica was considered perfectly legal. Now, this is not a question of the laws of comparative countries, or cultures for that matter. Abortion was not illegal in this country until certain religious elements put pressure on the government to make it illegal. And then other groups put pressure on the government to reverse that. The law is not indelible. It changes with the times. It is social, it is cultural, it is political. But rarely, rarely ever is it natural.
Thank you, Mr. Howe. Your presentation was lively, energetic, entertaining. It was also overlong, ineptly researched, and quite shallow. There's nothing which we've heard today which we do not already know, and if we don't already know it, we don't belong in this seminar. What you felt you could accomplish with your picturesque display was a smokescreen to hide the inadequacy of your research.
Sir, I don't think that you fully understand.
I understood what you were trying to say immediately. It was only the way you said it which kept me awake and indignant. I'm afraid this habit of mixing the practice of law with the art of the theater is becoming all too prevalent. Does the blame lie with television, which teaches our young that a lawyer is someone who chases criminals in speeding automobiles, arrives in court without preparation, makes mincemeat of the judge, devastates the opposing attorney, and overwhelms the jury? all in 46 minutes. Too many lawyers today are more interested in fame than in fact, in publication rather than legal contracts. Less interested in serving the people than in being featured in the media. Do the work, Mr. Howe. Do the work, and you won't need to do the dance. Class dismissed.
Okay, gather around. Let's go. Any problems, Hart?
Just phone this.
Braverman is a world-class maritime lawyer. He doesn't have to write like Tom Wolfe.
Can't even write like Tom Nugent.
And who's Tom Nugent?
My 10-year-old nephew. Now, he can write a coherent sentence. Look at this paragraph. That's one sentence. He lost me somewhere around the third whereas.
Forget it, Hart. We are not going to rewrite Braverman. Here, proof the Jessup Airline responsibility article. Okay, my little chickadees, let's gather round. Let's see what we've got. Where's Winston?
She's at the infirmary.
What's the matter with her?
She thinks she's pregnant.
Terrific. Okay, where's Brownell?
Left town, thinks he did it.
Okay, there's two important articles outstanding. One by Morrison on the origin of family law. That was Brownell's. Seriously, where is he?
I think he really did go home. I think his father's sick.
Will you guys tell me if you're going anywhere? Hart, will you please speak to Morrison about the article? We need it by Friday.
You really think he's going to deliver?
Yes, I do.
He'll probably turn in transcripts of the Johnny Carson show.
Hart, will you please just bug him, okay?
Ah, my pleasure. Hi, is Dr. Morrison in?
No, he's not. Yes. Your interview is confirmed. He's not here right now, but you should hear from him soon. Mm-hmm. Can I help you?
Oh, well, I need to talk to him about a law review article.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where I could find him?
Let's see. You can find him outside Roosevelt Hall.
Professor Morrison? Sir? I'm Hart from Law Review.
Yes?
You have an article slated for our next issue. It's on the origins of family law.
Right. Hey, 1 second. I gotta make a phone call.
Is it ready?
Not yet.
Do you have a dime?
When's the deadline?
This Friday, sir.
Friday. Ted Letterman, please.
I thought the review didn't come out till the 10th of the month.
But we have to have our galleys proofed by Friday.
Ted? Bert Morrison. Tomorrow will be fine. No problem. I know there's plenty of room for the lights and the camera. It's a big classroom. Have them come by today. My secretary will show them around. Hey, listen, I don't have to wear any makeup for this thing, do I? No, but it ruins my shirts. Good. Okay, right. 2 tomorrow. It's Friday, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's just one of those things. Everything's piled up. I guess when I said I could do it, I could see some light at the end of the tunnel. Can I get an extension, say Monday?
That's out of the question, sir.
Well, then Friday it is.
Sorry about the rush, sir.
No, it's okay. Rushing's become a way of life.
Hi. I just shaved my head. Do you like it?
What?
Hi.
Look, are you here to study or to sleep?
Are those my choices?
Connie, I'm up to my eyeballs here. I have 2 articles to proof and a paper due Kingsfield. I'm sorry.
I'm busy myself, you know. I have a favor I have to ask you.
What?
Don't anticipate disaster. It's going to be fun.
What is going to be fun?
Well, you know, Jenny and Dick are getting married at the end of the semester. So we're having an engagement party for them Saturday night.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll be there if I can.
You take it slow. We're all going to do something. You know, like, do a little skit or sing a little song about them or, you know, being married. Anyhow, I said that we'd sing a little song.
That we do a little song?
Yeah, you know, write a funny song, a parody, with funny things in it. You know, like about married life in law school, something apropos.
And I take it you want me to write this little song?
Oh, no. No. Just write the lyrics.
Oh, just the lyrics.
Yeah.
Honey, look at this stuff. I mean, I really have time to write a little song for someone's engagement party?
I'll help you.
You really have time to write a little song.
It won't take long. Look, If we absolutely can't do it, then we won't. But I'd like to give it a try. It'll be fun.
What? Anybody want some cold, sweet and sour shrimp? Guess not.
Is some major event taking place on this campus of which I remain unaware?
Yeah, we're shooting some professor's law class today. Professor Morrison, something like that.
A couple separates in California. The mother moves to New York, establishes a residence there. The child stays with the father. But then the mother goes into a New York court and gets the court to order that she have custody of the child. The child at this time is staying with the mother. When the father hears about it, he flies immediately to New York, grabs the kid from the park, and brings him back to L.A. Then the father goes to a California court, and he asks for custody. Meanwhile, the mother has persuaded the New York prosecutor to bring criminal charges against the father for kidnapping. The father, of course, denies he's kidnapped his son. Now, this is what is known in non-legal parlance as a hell of a mess. Question. If the California court grants custody, which court order takes precedence? Jenks, go.
I'd say the California custody order.
Why?
Well, the child was a resident of California.
Okay, you're the father's lawyer. How are you going to defend against these kidnapping charges? I mean, kidnapping is a serious offense. People have been executed for it. Yes, Kaiser.
I'd say the father's out of luck. He should plea bargain, go for the best he can.
And lucky for him, you're not his lawyer. Yes, Lehman.
I think he's got a great defense.
Go on.
Because he can argue that he didn't kidnap the child. The child is not a resident of New York, and therefore the New York court order is not valid.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's a good defense. But suppose he's convicted anyway. What should he do? Yes, Kaiser.
Disappear.
Come on. And there's an obvious answer. He's gonna appeal the kidnapping charges and argue again that the New York court order is invalid. Then, while they take a year to decide, he can take the kid to Disneyland.
Take a seat, Bert.
My secretary gave me your note. I presume you were appalled by the television camera that was here today.
Not exactly appalled. Somewhat disturbed, disappointed. I felt it was insensitive.
Insensitive to whom?
To the traditions of this school.
Well, I wasn't aware of any regulation that does not allow cameras in the classroom.
There isn't. In fact, I'm not sure that I'm in a position to forbid it. However, I happen to be old-fashioned enough to prefer pedagogical methods to theatrical. I think our teachers should not perform, but inform.
I don't think they learn any less because of a camera. As a matter of fact, I think it stimulates them.
I find them quite sufficiently stimulated as it is.
Why do our teaching methods have to be so damn conservative?
That camera had nothing to do with teaching methods. It had to do with promoting your career.
With all due respect, sir, it's not going to do the law school any harm when this is shown on television.
This law school does not need that kind of promotion.
Doesn't hurt it.
It cheapens it.
I'm sorry it offended you. Will that be all?
Yes.
Professor Kingsfield, I just wondered if your notes are ready for me to type.
In due time, Nottingham. I'm the one with a deadline, not you.
Yes, of course, Professor Kingsfield. I just wanted to be home by 6 o'clock so I could see Professor Morrison on the television.
You got the Morrison article?
I spoke to him. He promised it.
You're gonna have to bug him, man. He's a busy person.
I left a message with the secretary.
Friday is tomorrow, Hart.
Yeah, I know when Friday is. What do you want me to do? Can't make him write it.
Hi.
Hi.
What's the matter?
Logan's been bugging me. Morrison's got an article due tomorrow.
So?
So I don't think he's going to deliver. He's been avoiding me.
He's a busy man.
So who isn't busy around here?
Just wait a couple days. If he doesn't have it in, then you can worry.
That bozo better deliver.
What is the matter with you?
Nothing. I just don't see why they gave it to him in the first place. Even if he does get it in, it's going to be a piece of garbage. Something he wrote while he was in the shower.
You know, just because the man is famous doesn't mean he's fatuous. God, what have you got against him in the first place? You don't even know him and you don't like him.
I feel like I'm responsible for his article.
Well, you're not, so stop worrying. Hey, you want to know something? I bet he has that article in. And I bet it's terrific.
Want to bet?
Yeah, I'll bet.
Loser buys dinner?
Chinese?
French. Le Chateau.
Whoa. Okay, you're on. Have you thought any more about that song for the party?
Not a bit.
I had an idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how many songs there are that have got the word love in the title? So what we do is we substitute the word law for love, like law is a many splendid thing. That kind of thing.
That's a terrible idea.
We'll discuss it later.
That's a good idea.
Question. If the California court grants custody, which court order takes precedence? Go, Jenks.
I'd say it's the California custody order. Because the child was a resident of California.
Okay, you're the father's lawyer. How are you going to defend him against these kidnapping charges? After all, kidnapping is a serious offense. People have been executed for it. Yes, Kaiser.
I'd say the father is out of luck. He should plea bargain, try to get the best deal he can get.
And lucky for him, you're not his lawyer. Yes, Lehman.
I think he's got a great defense.
Go on.
Because he can argue that he did not kidnap the child. The child is not a resident of New York, and therefore the New York court order is not valid.
All right, that sounds like a good defense. But suppose he's convicted anyway. What should he do? Yes, Kaiser.
Disappear.
Come on, it's an obvious answer. He's gonna appeal. Right. Appeal the kidnapping charges and argue again that the New York court order is invalid. Then, while they take a year to decide, he can take the kid to Disneyland.
I'm sorry. I just went by Morrison's office. I don't know where the hell he is. Secretary doesn't know anything about the article. I blew it.
I got it.
What?
Morrison dropped it off this morning.
How is it? It's in the toilet, huh?
It's terrific.
Come on.
Read it.
Can't be.
It is.
I hadn't written it 4 days ago.
Read it, Hart. Mitchell.
What do you think?
You're going to kill me. I think it's terrific.
So do I. How could he do that? 4 days? How could the man have written that in 4 days?
He's a genius.
I have to admit, he is damn good.
I have this sudden, irresistible urge for French food.
I'll pay up, don't worry.
You still can't believe it, can you?
Not really. I mean, the man is smart, but this thing is more than smart. This thing has layers.
Some people can do it all. They can write and publish and teach. And be terrific lawyers all at the same time.
I guess.
Oh. Oh, I still like you. I still like you.
You do?
Yes. You turkey!
What is it?
You are so jealous, aren't you? You were hoping
No.
that he would fall flat on his face, weren't
Look,
you?
we needed that article for the review.
Yeah,
That's all.
but you were hoping he'd bomb out. Weren't you? I knew it.
Law and marriage go together like, oh, look, I'm not a songwriter. Come on, Ford, help me out. I need something that rhymes with marriage.
Well, what's the original?
The original is love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage.
Well, that sounds fine.
No, mine is law and marriage, and the point is they don't go together. Two lawyers get married, and it's trouble. Get it?
Got it.
Good.
Right, so what we need is a word that rhymes with marriage, but that doesn't go well with it.
Aha!
Uh-huh.
What?
You could go about it a different way. You could say law and marriage go together like a duck and carriage.
Wait a minute. Go together like a duck and carriage? What is that?
Do a duck and carriage go together?
No.
I rest my case. See you later.
Bye, Ford.
Oh.
What?
I am having the hardest time writing a simple paper for Kingsfield's class.
What?
And-
Art, what is it?
I read the Morrison article again this morning.
And?
There's something weird about it.
Hey, you're trying to weasel your way out of dinner.
No. No. Listen. It's a great article. That's not what I'm saying. What's weird is it's not like him.
What do you mean it's not like
I mean, it's written in a different style.
Yeah, well, a lot of people write a lot differently than the way they talk.
I've read other things that he's written.
You mean his books?
I mean his ego trips. And they're all written in this kind of breezy...
Look, why don't you just give him some credit, okay? When he writes for a scholarly journal, he's going to write in a scholarly way.
I understand that. I understand that it would be different, but not that different.
Are you looking for trouble?
No. I just have a feeling.
You're looking.
I've read it 5 times. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Just something about it. I mean, all right, I was a little suspicious when he handed this thing in after just 4 days. But I thought, okay, he's a wizard. This isn't written like other things he's written.
Oh.
I was in the library last night looking through some of his old stuff.
From his bestsellers.
No, I mean something he wrote for the New York Times Magazine, something for Playboy.
And the styles didn't match?
No.
Do you think he's going to write the same way for Playboy as he does for the Law Review? Come on.
No, but he's a pop writer. I don't mean there's anything wrong with that. Mailer and Wolf write great stuff. But if they were writing for the Law Review, they wouldn't write it in a style that was that different.
You never know. Maybe he thought he had to. People get intimidated by the Law Review, even famous people.
Yeah, but...
Hart, are you trying to tell me that you think this article is a ripoff?
Well... I know it might seem hard to believe that a law school professor might do something like that, but...
Law professors cheat on their taxes. Law professors drink and drive, and law professors have probably plagiarized. But you don't have any evidence whatsoever, and you're talking about a man with a national reputation. He'll be out of his bloody mind to risk it.
I know.
Forget about it, Hart. Enough, okay? It's over.
Has Kingsfield read it?
He'll read it right before it goes to press.
Could he read it now?
No, he'll read it when he reads it.
If he finds something fishy, the day we go to sit type, you're going to be screwed.
It's not going to happen.
I'd like to do a little more research. What would happen if the Law Review came out a couple of days late?
It doesn't. It comes out in 3 days, no exceptions.
Well, look, if I start to come on to something, if I start to get there...
Hart, will you give it up? Look, you've got a thing about Morrison, and it's going to get you in trouble. Now let's just forget it. It's over. Finito.
Art? I thought you were working on your paper for Kingsfield. What are you doing up here in family law?
Could you give me a cup of coffee? I can't help it. I still think Morrison may not have written that article.
Oh, Hart. Golden read that article. He didn't think it sounded plagiarized. Doesn't that say something to you?
Golden's got a lot of pressure. He's got a lot on his mind.
Oh, please.
I don't know.
You know, I wish you had been in his class today. He talked about the origins of family law, and he was very articulate for a man who might not have written it.
Okay, okay.
And he gave it an anthropological perspective, just the way he did in that article. I mean, if you would just come to his class, you'd see the breadth of this man's knowledge. And you could stop being so damn suspicious.
I don't want to be suspicious.
Yeah, not much.
Oh, Connie.
Look, I'm going to leave you alone with this thing, okay? It's just getting a little too hairy for me.
Fine.
By the way, how is your article for Kingsfield coming?
It's not.
And that doesn't worry you?
Good night, Connie.
Guess it doesn't.
So, in conclusion, the principle of eminent domain, as tested in English law in the case of the Crown versus Lord Kislington, and in American law in the case of United States versus the Waco Leather Company, make the eminent domain principle much less a universal principle.
Mr. Hart, this is far, far below the normal quality of your work. It is hastily researched, sloppily thought out, the kind of reasoning I would expect from a first-year student.
Well, sir, I've been very busy.
In that case, may I warn you against spreading yourself too thin? I don't care what you do when you're not here, but when you are here, I want you to maintain your standards.
Yes, sir.
Do it again. Same work.
Yes, sir.
You still talking about Kingsfield? I won't say I told you so.
Good.
You have put Morrison out of your mind, haven't you? Oh, God. You know what we should do? We should make an appointment to talk to him. We should tell him that we read his article, we loved it, we want to talk to him about it. I mean, he made this offer in class, and we could always catch him outside if we wanted to talk.
Good luck.
No. I mean, if you could just hear him discuss it the way he did in class, he really understands family law and anthropology and...
Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, we started with anthropology, but...
Maybe that's it.
What?
Maybe that's it. I've been looking in the wrong place. I've been reading all these articles about family law. I should have been reading anthropology. The article isn't about law. It's about customs, rituals. That's anthropology.
Yeah.
I've been looking in the wrong place. Gotta get some help.
So what's in it for us?
Hey, Bell, does everything have to have a reward?
Hey, you show me a Cracker Jack box without a prize, and I'll show you a company that goes out of business.
Bell, your values have really deteriorated. You're twisted.
Me twisted? You don't see me running around like some hyped-up Sherlock Holmes trying to stick a plagiarism charge on some hotshot law prof to impress his girlfriend.
No, Bell, this is serious. Look, you read the guy's article. You think you could have written it in 4 days?
I hear Shakespeare wrote Twelfth Night in 4 days.
Really?
Maybe it was Henry IV in 12 days.
Still on that Morrison case?
Yes.
He wants us to help him.
Look, Ford and I are going to discuss this seriously.
I'll join in seriously, but I'd seriously like to know what's in it besides a lot of back-breaking work at the library.
My treat, all you can eat at Durgan Park.
And a movie?
And a movie.
And a cheesecake from Michigan's Deli?
And a cheesecake.
And a date with Judy Lessiter?
I've already been out with Judy Lessiter.
I know, but she won't go out with me again. I thought maybe you could change your mind.
The dinner, the movie, the cheesecake, that's it. Ford, do you need any perks?
Just the 7-course special at the Songwoo Dynasty.
Don't you guys believe in truth for its own sake?
Yes, but not on a law school workload.
Okay, look. This is what we're going to do. Now, I have taken key phrases out of Morrison's article. We should be able to put together a list of anthro articles relating to these phrases. Now, I know it's a long shot,
but I just have a feeling.
Right.
Great.
Ooh, any luck?
You heard of looking for a needle in a haystack? This is like looking for a needle in a hayfield.
In Siberia.
Actually, I'm feeling more confident than ever.
We're in trouble.
See, the more we read, the more I realize that the style of Morrison's article matches the style of these pieces.
But we've read 100 different writers.
Yeah, but they're all written in this very dry academic style. That's not Morrison.
Well, you may be confident, but I'm pushed. I'm going to bed.
Oh, come on, Bill. Give me another hour.
Hart, I'm tired. I got other things to do. Good night.
Why don't you call it quits?
Think I'm crazy?
Well, think of it in legal terms. If you were the DA, with the evidence you have, would you prosecute?
I'm still looking for the evidence.
Based on a hunch.
Lots of crimes have been solved based on hunches.
And a lot of great students have flunked out of law school, wasting their time on personal...
Not personal. I have nothing against a man personally.
And what are you doing it for? What are you trying to accomplish? Unless it's just to destroy the guy.
The Law Review is a very important publication. I wouldn't want anything to jeopardize it. I sense something's wrong. I'm trying to do something about it.
Are you sure you're just not in this for yourself? That you're not trying to make a big splash, just like Morrison?
I'll take it from here.
James, I only...
Thanks for the help. I'm giving it up.
Giving up what?
Morrison.
Good. Come to sleep.
Listen to this. Listen to this. In speaking of the rural element in social relations, we are referring to customary rights and duties. It's in Morrison's article.
Oh, my God, where did you find that?
I went in to ask Judy Lessiter for a date. She's got this wall of anthro books. She was an anthro major at Vassar. I couldn't help myself. I start skimming through them. She starts helping. Kinship in Marriage in Primitive Cultures by L.A. Reinbeck. Step Morrison's crafty. And I got a date for Saturday night with Judy Lessiter. Thank you.
Good work, Willis.
Congratulations.
What are you going to do? You going to go to Kingsfield?
A student?
Mr. Hart.
Yes, I'm not seeing anyone.
Well, he says it's about a law review article.
So I handed it in already.
He says, there's a problem.
Okay, show him in.
Mr. Hart.
It's from my publisher. It's about the jacket for the paperback reissue of my first book. I like blue. Would a blue jacket catch your eye on one of those revolving racks?
I guess so.
I said people trust blue. I said we're not selling a breakfast cereal, we're selling a book. You don't have to trust it. You have to find it so they can read it. Oh, well, what's up?
Well,
you got a problem with my article? Oh, don't tell me that it's too long. I hate having to cut my own stuff.
no, sir. It's not too long. It's...
Well, what? I got a busy day. What?
There are similarities.
Where did you find this?
Does it matter?
No. But you see, what must have happened is that I keep a file. A very substantial file on subjects that interest me, and my year at Columbia, I heard this fascinating lecture from this anthropologist, Mr. Reinbeck, after which copies of the speech were made available to us, and as I do, I filed it. And when I found myself rushed for time for your law review piece, I used it as a reference point. I had no idea he later published it.
You used quite a lot of it, sir.
I'd be glad to put in the proper footnotes and give the man credit if that...
No, there were whole paragraphs, pages of them.
Are you accusing me of plagiarism?
No, sir, I'm not accusing you. Just asking about these similarities.
And I told you I used Mr. Reinbeck's original lecture as a reference piece.
All right, sir. We're going to have to pull this article from the review. Under the circumstances, I'll have to show this to Professor Kingsfield. Unless you want to show it to him yourself.
Maybe under the circumstances, it would be best if, I saw Professor Kingsfield, myself. I wanted to honor my commitment to the law review. I was flattered by the request. And then the demands, the pressures. We've all done these things.
No, Mr. Morrison, we have not.
In the 2 years I've been here,
I know you've often disapproved of my methods, but I think I've been an asset to the law school. I've increased public awareness of the law. After all, more people will read my books than has ever read the law review.
Mr. Morrison, listen to yourself. I may have bristled at your glibness and found your flamboyance hard to stomach, but I do know that you're a fine lawyer and a good teacher, and you're endangering your career as both.
It leaves me very little choice.
Well, there would have to be a hearing to investigate the plagiarism charge, at which time you could speak in your defense, after which a panel of your peers would make a judgment. I don't think you'd want to subject yourself to such proceedings.
My resignation will be on your desk in the morning.
And regretfully, I shall have to accept it. I, too, have had my disasters, and eventually I've been grateful for the lessons they've taught me. For you, Bert, this is not an ending. It's a setback, a time to think and begin again.
Mr. Hart, I want to thank you for coming to me first.
I get no kick from a tall. Yeah. Contract law doesn't thrill me at all, and properties is a drag too. Oh, yeah. But I get a kick out of you. Okay.
I get no kick in a court. Facing a judge with an IQ of fudge is a drudgery I can't go through. But I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing in my foyer. I get a kick even though I know that my wife and my lawyer. I get no kick being short. But when Kingsfield says rise, I get cut down to size. So often, what else can I do? But I get a kick out of you.